around that same time, my dad was here, and he's like, Alan, we need some help with our real estate business, and would you be interested in helping us and coming home? And so I came home and gave a look at it, and actually brought some friends from Nashville back home with me to go duck hunting before we opted to move back, and took them around, took them on the bayou, took them out and see the woods and all that stuff. And they were like, wow, man, this place is amazing. Why'd you even leave here? And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're from this town that is, like, in my opinion, one of the most happening towns in the country. And bringing them here is, I feel like I'm about to have to retreat back. And they look at this place and they're like, holy moly, man, this is great. You got, go down the bayou, go down the river, do all this stuff. And I started to see Monroe through a different lens again. And it gave me a kind of a fresh perspective when we moved back here, that, hey, this isn't so bad. And it is fun. And then, you know what? I'm going to just stick with that of what I did before we went to Nashville, and stick with the process. Around that time, this was 10 years ago, I'd moved back, and, first year, I'm really in the trenches with our real estate business. And then the itch starts coming back, the creative part. And I called, I was like, we need to have some fun. So I called a musician that was from Monroe that lived in Nashville and said, would you want to play at our barn? And he said, absolutely. And then I called a chef that I knew, Corey Barr at the time, said, hey, would you cook dinner for a bunch of people at this party we throw at the barn? He's like, sure. And I called an artist, Caroline Youngblood, who at the time was, doing a bunch of work. And I said, you want to come have an art show at the barn? So we threw this party, and, I don't know, 100 people showed up. And we're like, well, let's do it again in a few months. And did a couchon delay. I don't know, maybe 200 people showed up. So then I got the idea, you know what? Why don't we try to create this TV show out of here? We'll do like a little day in the life on the musician, the chef, the artist. And called my guy in Nashville and got them to price what it would cost for them to come shoot it. And it was through the roof. And I was like, nah, I can't do that. So then I called some local guys that were videographers, similar to the old Floribama trick, and said, would y'all be interested in shooting this pilot? And they said, sure. So we were just going to shoot a little mini episode and send it to LPB. And my buddy that became my mentor, that had the successful thing up in Nashville, was like, just do the whole thing. I mean, what do you got to lose? You're already having the party. You're already doing this. Shoot the thing, tell the story. And so we did one, it was around Thanksgiving, and we had a band come in from North Carolina. Corey Barr did the dinner. Caroline Youngblood came and did the art, and we filmed it. And we started sending it to LPB, and they were like, we love it. Send us more. And so we did. And we came out with our first episode of what was called the North Delta Ramble, which was kind of a Louisiana Saturday night with a band, a chef, and an artist. This is circa 2015, I guess.
Why the artist? I wouldn't have, put that together as someone's trying to make it happen. But I mean, it looks like it works extremely well. So
we did the art cross, right? So, and then take back to when we did the North Delta Music Project, and that was just music and food. And I was like, it'd look a lot cooler if you had a bunch of artists with their artwork, kind of like a Jackson Square thing going here with art everywhere. And it's like, it just adds to and then it brings more people into the mix. I think that's you want to figure out something that brings a variety of people into it. So that's kind of it, and it gives them a way to demonstrate. I mean, they're all artists ultimately, whether or not you're a musician or a chef or a painter. I mean, it's all a form of creative expression. So I think, when you do that, you just bring a variety of people in the mix. I mean, it's kind of it.